Hey y'all, welcome to the 14th episode of On Assignment for Alignment with I and Naima. All right, y'all, so let's just jump right into this. I am tired, I am drained, and I also just want to come on to the show and show this side of me where I'm not feeling like my best self. I'm not feeling like I can be a better me, where I'm not feeling like I can attract all of the things that I desire in my life. I'm not feeling like that right now. I'm actually feeling like the worst part of myself, the worst of myself. I've been unraveling for weeks. And when I say unraveling, I mean like I'm really starting to hate the term healing, but what I've noticed in my healing journey is that this shit is messy as fuck. It's not something that you just decide to do one day and you turn off all of the toxicity and you move forward and you just all your demons is gone. No, girl, not for me at least. Y'all show me somebody that did that, I want to talk to them. But it's just stressful because I want to be my best self, but having days where I feel like I can't be my best self are challenging, and it hurts. Honestly, it makes me feel like nothing is possible. Like, why the fuck was I born? And I want to share this. Like, I feel like this is a different side of my vulnerability that I'm sharing, and even though it's hard for me to share this, I want to share it because, like I said, I never want to come on here and feel like I'm this perfect person, like giving advice and like I'm not even living by it. You know what I'm saying? Because there are some days where I feel like, on the days when I record and I feel empowered by the message that I'm putting out, I really feel like that those days. And today, I don't feel empowered at all. I haven't felt empowered for a few weeks now. And it honestly was like a slow, steady decline, but a decline nonetheless. And I'm just tired, honestly. I'm tired of all of the lessons. Because when it comes to healing, it's like when you think you've healed something, here come another thing, just waiting to bust through the cracks and get you. And it's so crazy because it's like you'll feel like you healed from something, and then like you didn't. Like, it still impacts you, it still affects you, and it's like I'm starting to realize that you can't make anything go away. You just kind of got to live it out and allow it to, I guess, continue to disappoint you until you just tired of being disappointed by the same thing. And I feel a bunch of emotions. I feel anger with them. I feel real angry with myself. I feel betrayed by myself. I feel disappointed in myself. I feel just hurt by myself, like self-inflicted pain, because it's like I know when things aren't right for me, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. Low self-esteem is a MFer, and I've been working on my self-esteem for a very long time. You know what I mean? And I've been working to just like clear out old things that reminded me of that girl that didn't understand what low self-esteem was, and how it was impacting me and all of those things. And it's like, I'm a very confident person, yes, but even the most confident people deal with shit, and for me it has always been like relationships, and I feel like love, romantic relationships, and it's like I feel as though I've I feel as though I've like identified it, I've acknowledged it, and I've moved beyond it, and I've dealt with a lot of things that have displayed low self-esteem within myself. But I feel like I can get to a place where I'm always walking in high self-esteem. I'm always walking in confidence. I'm always walking knowing that I deserve the best of the best. But there are also some days where I'm not feeling that, and I'm not feeling that right now. It's like I feel like I've went 20 steps forward just to get knocked back 30. Really, I feel like I'm at square one right now, like self-esteem in the gutter, but it's so crazy because even through me working through my low self-esteem, I've always had the underlying have an inner knowing that like I was worthy of healthy love, of good love, of somebody that really loves me, and vice versa. So that has always helped me, and I do thank my parents for that, but I also am having trouble with blaming them for a lot of my relationship issues. And it's like I grew up in a great home. Like from the outside looking in, it looks amazing, and I feel bad even talking about this because my parents did an amazing job raising me, but I got issues, and what we all know is that issues come from somewhere, and our parents aren't perfect people. My parents aren't perfect people, and I don't blame them, but there are some things that they missed the mark on when it came to educating me about relationships and relationship dynamics, and and that's for whatever reason, whether they just didn't know that it was going to be important to talk to me about these things, or if it made them uncomfortable. I don't know, that's not for me to figure out, but I know that it's my responsibility to move forward and figure it out on my own. And then like talking to my cousin on FaceTime, it was just like when I learned those things about a few of my family members, it was just like so much pressure, and I feel not obligated, but obligated for myself first and foremost to end that cycle, because if it's gonna continue to be a low self-esteem issue, it's gonna be like the younger girls in my family or my daughters that I have eventually are gonna feel like it's okay, and it's not okay. It's not okay to be treated like a doormat, like like somebody that claims to care about you, or to just feel like you gotta just be everything for somebody else when it should really be an equal exchange in a relationship, like reciprocal. And I want to be that for somebody, and I want somebody to be that for me eventually. I'm not saying like right now I'm ready for that, but because I'm there's no way that I'm not. Like I'm still working towards it. And I also like I have faith because I feel like love is a healer, and I feel like God can do anything. And if he feel like he want me to be healed through love today, he could send it right through the door. They could come knocking at my door right now like, hey, we here to sell you something, and I open the door and it's the love of my life. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know. I'm always gonna leave room for God to surprise me. I always say that, but I'm honestly feeling a lot better now that I'm behind the mic, behind the camera, but I have been feeling just off, y'all. This retrograde has me in a frenzy, and I'm thinking to myself like, I don't even see how I be on the internet all the time, like every day, because during this retrograde I have not been able to be on the internet. I'm like, no, it's too much energy going on. It's too much weird shit. It's too much negativity going on. Like I need to be able to focus on myself, and like I still, went against my better judgment and being on the internet a little bit, and it's like, no, you know. I got therapy on Friday. So last week I went to therapy with my cousin, right? And, you know, we talked about a lot of stuff that's going on, like in our family and stuff, how we feel about, you know, this overall year. And at the end, I talked to my therapist about, you know, what I learned about my family members, two of my family members. And so I have a session on Friday, this Friday. Child, I am ready to go to her office, sit in her office and talk to her, because I am tired. I'm literally so tired. I want to be healed, y'all. I want to just be a better person, you know, and like I feel like that all the time. And I'm tired of having like days where I just feel low, like, you know, and it's so crazy because even that is insane, because what is fully healed? You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to have times where I'm dealing with conflict, you know, I'm never going to be perfect. And I feel like I've literally grown tired of trying to be perfect. I'm tired of trying to be perfect. It's not sustainable. It's really not sustainable. And, so it's like I'm trying to find that balance between showing that I'm not a perfect person, but also like keeping my fucking dignity, because, you know, it's hard. It's easy to want to be so transparent that, you know, you lose your dignity and you let people a little bit too far into your life, you know. Literally, like last night, I literally like went on an Instagram rant, and it was like, girl, get it together, you know. But it's like, girl, it's messy. I wish that I swear if I could engage with life on a superficial level, on a materialistic level, I would, but I just can't. Like, it's something in me that wants to just not be surface level. I just can't engage in a surface level way. You know, and I know there's a time and a place for that, but also just in life as a whole, like I enjoy being self-aware. It's annoying. It's so annoying, and it's a hassle, and it's draining, but I would rather be self-aware than not self-aware, you know. And it's just I feel like I'm just grateful that I'm allowing myself to have this time to just be negative. Really, like I said earlier, like I've grown tired of trying to be a perfectionist, of trying to be perfect, or trying to appear perfect. Like, I need to allow myself to have these negative ass days. I'm not feeling it, you know. And I'm the type of person, I feel like eventually you will see the other side of it. And I feel like the more, because there's some days when I feel, some of my negative days where I feel, and I don't even want to call them negative days, because is it really negative that I'm allowing myself to sit in my mess and sit in how I feel and grow from it? It's not negative. It's just not the emotions that feel the best, and that's okay, because I'm a human being. I'm not an orb in the sky, you know what I'm saying? So I have to go through these emotions. What was I about to say? But yeah, I am grateful that I'm allowing myself to, one, have these days where I'm just allowing myself to sit in my not so desirable emotions. And then I'm also proud of myself for the fact that I'm able to share that on my podcast. And, you know, hopefully somebody relates to it. I pray that people relate to it. And I'm the type of person, I feel like if I don't allow myself to sit in my emotions, I let myself to sit in all of my emotions, the full spectrum: embarrassment, sadness, disappointment, anger, frustration, everything. Because I feel like if I try to just cover it up, maybe say some affirmations, pray about it, listen to some gospel, listen to some affirmative music, then it'll just go away. But it's crazy because sometimes that actually works for me. But right now, I'm realizing that like that's not gonna work this time, girl. You're gonna have to sit in these emotions. You're gonna have to let them be what they are, because that's the only way you're gonna get to the other side of it. Is allow yourself to be down, allow yourself to feel the full spectrum of your emotions. It's not a bad thing, and it doesn't make you a bad person. And just because you're experiencing emotions that don't make you feel your best, doesn't mean that you aren't still able to strive towards being your best. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I can see that. And honestly, it's so crazy, like even making this episode right now, like I feel better, just being able to talk and hopefully get someone to relate to how I'm feeling right now. And I also am realizing like a lot happened this year. This wasn't one of those years where it was just like it hasn't been a fun year. And sometimes I forget that, and I have to remind myself like, girl, you've been through a lot this year, and you got to give yourself grace for that. Like you can't just put everything on the back burner, especially yourself, and just expect everything to be perfect, because it's not going to be perfect. You are feeling a lot of emotions right now from external sources as well as internal sources. And it's okay. It's okay, boo. It's so crazy because the other day when was that yesterday? No, the day before yesterday, my cousin left, and that day I just laid around the house, and I just was like feeling my feelings, and then the next day I got up and I cleaned my entire house, and I felt amazing afterwards. And then it was just like I started going into a dark hole again, and it's so crazy because it's like even the other day I was just feeling like a dark hole. I went out with my cousin and I called my friends and I was like, y'all, I want to move. I want to rent my house out. I want to sell it. Like I just was everywhere. I was like, I want to move to DC, Houston. I want to be close to my family. And I was like New York, DC, Baltimore. I want to be close to my family, and I was like Houston, and then I was like Vegas, and it was just like so left field. It was just like, girl, you are all over the place right now, but I feel like that's okay. Like, girl, that's okay. Let it be. I'm really moody right now, and that's okay. And I'm beginning to just comfort myself and allow myself to just be like, girl, it's okay. You're not always going to be 100%. Some days you're going to feel unraveled, and it's going to be periods of time where you feel unraveled. And I've been feeling like I've been slowly unraveling and spiraling for weeks now. And I want to give like a special huge shout out to Jam, Chris, and Kyla, because they have been letting me spiral. And not really trying to make me feel like, they've been saying like, you can't stay there, but they also have just been giving me space to just be and spiral, and just like, girl, the only way to get through it is to go through it. And I just really appreciate them for that, because I've had trouble in the past with feeling like everything got to be happy-go-lucky all the time, everything got to be perfect, everything got to be positive all the time, and that's not realistic. It's not it just doesn't make sense. It's not realistic, and it's toxic as hell. It's so toxic to want to be positive all the time, because who is positive all the time? Everybody stresses out, everybody has things going on with inside of them, and it's like, girl, you are a part of the world. You are not a part of just one little section by yourself. You're not on your own planet, you know. And that's okay. And I'm not gonna be perfect for every situation. I don't know where that came from, but I just read it on my paper. And another thing, I didn't realize when I first began healing, quote unquote, y'all, I'm really beginning to hate that word, but when I first began wanting to be better for myself, I didn't realize how many mistakes I was gonna make. Yes, I'm tired of making mistakes, but also I have so many more mistakes to make as I grow and as I get older. And it's going to be different. The mistakes are going to be different, but I'm gonna make mistakes, as long as I'm not making the same mistakes over and over and over again. That's the thing. Another thing is, it's really difficult to let go of things, situations, people that I seeked validation from for so long. And it's just hard, y'all. It's hard to let go of things that I've seeked validation from for so long. And this year I told myself, like, girl, you got some stuff that you just need to let go in order to really start bringing in your blessings, because you're not going to get your blessings if you keep allowing things to be in your space that don't belong there. You've outgrown it. It's outgrown you. The situation is finito. You know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful that I didn't put so much pressure on myself to be like, just wake up one day and allow and just think like, oh, I'm just gonna cut it off and like that's gonna be the end of it. No, I allowed myself to go through it and eventually come to the conclusion that it's time to let it go, but it's been hard. It's been taxing on my self-esteem as well, because every time it's just like self-sabotage. It's like, something is not good for you, situation, place, job, it's not good for you, but you keep going back, and your body will telling you when your anxiety will just send up hella flags like nah, and it's like you just keep going in. I'm speaking for myself, and you just get burned every single time, and it's taxing on the self-esteem, because it's like, damn, maybe I deserved it, and it's like constantly reinforcing the negative self-belief that you have, that's like, I'm not worthy, and it's so subconscious. It's so, you don't even realize it, but it happens, and I'm just in a space where I feel like I'm finally getting to a space where I'm like, okay, yes, this isn't good for me. Yes, I'm ready to let go of the things that bring my self-esteem back to square one of being low as fuck, really, and I'm ready to let it go, but I know that was my goal for this year, is like, we got to cut out everything that makes us feel low, low self-esteem, and just makes me, because I swear, I'm telling you, like, it's so crazy, because when I let shit in my life that fuck with my self-esteem, it fuck with every part of my self-esteem. It's like I start questioning myself, like, am I even doing the right thing with me having a podcast? I want to quit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just made me feel like I'm not worthy of anything in life. And it's like, I'm tired of feeling like that. I'm so tired of feeling like that. And it's like, now it's like, okay, now you got to really protect yourself and understand that, like, you work so hard to create a safe space within yourself. Don't let anything penetrate that shit. Don't let nothing penetrate it. Don't let nothing in your bubble that can potentially threaten the integrity of the safe space that you built for yourself. Don't do that shit. Stop doing that to yourself, because every time you do it, you feel lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, and you make yourself feel like you can't do anything in life, like you can't strive to great heights. And you know you can. You know you can. You know you're capable. You know, girl, you look at your birth chart all the time. You know that you're really destined for this shit. You know that. You talk to God all the time. You know that you're really destined for this shit. Look at the life that God has built for you. You know that you're destined for this shit. But it's you're getting in your own way. You feel me? So it's like, I'm tired of getting in my own way. And I'm done getting in my own way. And I'm just done getting in my own way, y'all. It's corny. It's whack as fuck. And I'm done. And I just wanted to come on here and have that little vent session, because I want y'all to see me like when I'm not feeling my best, because I'm not feeling my best. But I told myself, I said, bitch, we not quitting. Queen, we not quitting, you know? And it's crazy because even doing this episode, it boosted my self-esteem so much. Like, girl, you kept going. You are vulnerable. You showing people, you know, who you are, girl. Is what it is. And just so this won't be like a big old like trauma dump, I do want to leave off and say, you know, I'm grateful for the fact that I have a home where I can process all of my emotions. I have a safe space where I can process all of my emotions. I have a wonderful tribe where, you know, I can process my emotions with them, and they just like let me spiral, and, you know, don't try to make me feel like, oh, you need to just ignore it, you know, try to get yourself out of that headspace. Like, yes, they're gonna say those things like, don't stay there, you know, channel it into something greater, but they let me spiral, and I'm just so grateful for that, because sometimes you gotta spiral, and I'm okay with spiraling, because once you go to the ground, it ain't nowhere but back up, girl. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with starting from scratch. I'm okay with going to the bottom and going back up, right? So thank y'all for tuning in. Let me finish my gratitude list. So I said, I'm grateful for my space. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my therapist. I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful for my podcast. I'm grateful for every single listen. Y'all, and we made it to 200 downloads on the apps. So make sure y'all continue to download on a time before alignment. Make sure y'all download this episode, share it, send it. Let me know how y'all been feeling during this retrograde, because it has been very hard for me to pray. I haven't been able to keep my focus, you know. So yeah, I pray that y'all related to this. I pray that y'all maybe learned something from this episode. I pray that, you know, I was able to show y'all that, you know, I'm not a perfect person. I'm not perfect. I pray that everybody is doing well. You know, I'm praying that everybody has a peace that passes all understanding, you know. And I'm actually realizing that I do have a peace that passes all understanding, because even in the midst of all of this, I still have a sense of peace within myself, within my community, and within my home, really. So thank y'all again for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe, download. Email me at ayowalton0@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram at AYONAIMA_. Follow me on TikTok, AYONAIMA_OAFA. And I will see y'all in the next episode. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. TTYL.